Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is another update on fuel mileage, regeneration, and an update on my truck as a whole, as I have over 6,000 miles on the truck right now. So, bottom line up front, truck's doing really good. I'm still getting over 20 miles of the gallon. I recently went to Pigeon Forge, where you can see here when I filled up on the 24th. I got to Pigeon Forge on the 21st. From the 21st through the 24th, I was driving around. It was all city driving. I did get only 12, almost 13 miles of the gallon, but I'll get into that. But overall, truck is doing really well. The regeneration is predictable. I like that. It is consistent at roughly 500 miles, rounding up here. 500 miles, I can expect a regen. And that's great, which means I can anticipate and predict the next regen, so I can ensure that I'm on the highway when it happens and I'm not somewhere where I'm about to shut the truck off, right? So that's good. I like that. With 6,000 miles on the truck right now, total mileage in regen is 172. So 172, divide that by 6,072, that's a total of 0.02%. So the total life of the truck so far, total mileage, right, a little over 6,000 miles, the truck has only been in regen 0.02% of its total life as of right now. That's not bad, folks. That's not bad. And so basically, my truck, 99.98 something, I don't know, of the time, it's not in regen. Okay, so basically 98%, 99 point something, whatever percent of the time, my truck's not in regen. It's actually just driving normal, right? Only 0.02% of this 6,000 miles, the truck has been in regen. Now, when you look at this, a total of 172 miles, it looks like a lot. That's a lot of regen time. But when compared to 6,072, it's only 0.02%. That's not bad. And within 6,000 miles, the truck has completed 11 regen cycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 regen cycles in 6,000 miles. So I can now anticipate and predict that the next 6,000 miles I'm about to put on my truck, I can also assume that the truck's going to regen another 11 times. So that's really good to know. That means at 12,000 miles, when I hit 12,000 miles, the truck would have regened roughly 22 times, right? Is that right? 11 plus 11. I'm really bad with math. So, yeah, 22 times. That's really good. Like, I like that the truck, these 2020s are more predictable in their regen strategies. Unlike the 19 Ford and the 17 Ford that I had, that it just felt like every 250 miles it would go into regen, and then at the 500 mark, its automatic regen would happen, and it just felt like it was always in a regen. Whereas now, regardless, it's at 500 miles. It does not regen anywhere in between that, and I like that. So it makes it predictable. And because it's predictable, I can always plan to ensure that I'm on the highway when it happens, so that when I get to my destination, I don't have to keep driving to ensure it's complete, right? So I like that. Another thing to note while going to Pigeon Forge is that the exhaust brake on these 2020s are a lot better than the 19 and 17 Ford Power Strokes that I had. Everyone knows that the Ram Cummins diesel and their exhaust brake is phenomenal. You let off the gas, the truck slows down. Whereas the previous 19 and earlier Ford Power Strokes, you let off the gas, nothing happens. The exhaust brakes sucked. Okay? You have to hit the brake and then it'll downshift and then it'll come on. But it's really more trans braking than it is exhaust braking. These 2020 Fords, I let off the gas and the exhaust brake actually slows me down. It doesn't kick in right away like on the Ram Cummins. You give it a few seconds and then it kicks in. And then if you hit the brake, it'll downshift and then it'll really kick in. So it's good. It's not as good as the Ram. Ram Cummins is still the top dog when it comes to exhaust braking performance, but the 2024 Power Stroke is better than previous generations. So I really appreciate that. Um, so I want to talk really quick this Pigeon Forge trip right here. So I got there on the 21st. We left at on the 24th, leaving. And after about 4 days, 3 or 4 days of driving, I filled up, right? And I got only 12.7 miles to the gallons because it was all city driving. And let me tell you, in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and in Gatlinburg, there was a tremendous amount of traffic. The attractions are literally just next to each other. So I'm literally driving from one attraction to the next that's literally just seconds away or a few minutes away. So it's a lot of city driving. So that's why it got really good, horrible fuel mileage. And in Gatlinburg, the traffic is horrendous. And the Ripley's, believe it or not, attractions and all the other attractions in Gatlinburg are literally, like I said, they're like next door to each other. So, you drive, you stop, you park, you drive, you park, stop, you whatever. It's just awful, right? In terms of traffic. So that's why I got on 12.7 miles per gallon. These other ones, like this city driving here, this one here, is because it wasn't like in Gatlinburg, I drive to one traction that's just literally just seconds down the road. This is more like there was some good distance between what I was doing, in terms of city driving. So this one was a lot better. This one awful. But as a whole, over the entire month and a half or so that I've had this truck, my total average fuel mileage for the life of the truck so far is 19.3 miles to the gallon. That's really good. That's phenomenal, folks. Phenomenal. And the highest fuel mileage, right here, 26.7 miles to the gallon. 26.7. That's phenomenal. I will also add that before my trip to Pigeon Forge, I started using Hot Shot Secret Everyday Diesel Treatment. So I'm going to give it another month and we'll see if this actually makes a difference. So far, it looks like it from the 20th of November through the 29th of November, it looks like it's a little bit better than previous months, but we'll see. And of course, I will update you on that as well. So, that's my update. Summary, fuel mileage good, regen every 500 miles, predictable, I love it. It's only regen 11 times in the 6,000 miles that I've had it, and I can anticipate another 11 regens in another 6,000 miles, and total so far only 0.02% of the truck has been in regen in its entire life, and that's really good, folks. So that means the truck 99% of the time is doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's meant to do. Just drive. It's not in regen 99 point, whatever percent. Okay, it's good. The emissions today are way better than they were in 2007 when they were first introduced. You gotta, folks, the emission systems aren't that bad. I hate them too, trust me, I do, but they're not that bad. Anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You don't like it, don't watch my channel.